सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावदिभ्या निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानां बाहुद्वन्द्वेन रत्नोज्ज्वलवलय भृता शोणपाणिप्रवाळेनोपाता वेणुनाळी प्रसृतनखमयूखाङ्गुली संगशारा कृत्वा वक्त्रारविन्दे सुमधुरविकसद् रागमुद्भाव्य मानैः शब्दब्रह्मामृतैः त्वं शिशिरितभुवनैः सिञ्च मे कर्णवीथि.
Guru Pavanapure Hantabhagyam Jananam. Namaskaram to all the Astikas. Bhaṭṭatiri now takes us through the events that occurred in Srimad Bhagavatam, also combining certain important incidents of Sri Mahabharata. After all, it is one incident, one's life history, which has been narrated by both the father Vyasacharya and his son Shuka. So Bhaṭṭatiri takes us through a beautiful, joyous ride of both these scriptures. He says in the 84th Dashakam, Kaschid atha tapanoparagakale puri nidadat krita varma kamasunu yadukula mahila vrita satirtham samupagatosi samantapanchakam. Atha kaschid tapana uparagakale. Tapana uparagam. Tapana means Surya. In one of the shlokas called Kamasi Kashtakam, Swami Vedanta Deshika says, Tapana indu agni nayanaha tapan apachinotunaha tapaniya rahasyanam sarah kamasika harihi. Tapana indicates Surya. He is known as Kapihi, Arkaha, Adityaha, Bhanu, Ravi, Divakara, Dinakara. He is known by so many names. Tapana uparagakali. At that point in time when the sun is masked or caught, it is called as Surya Grahana Kalam. Tapana uparagakali, that time, atha kaschit. At that point in time once, hey Krishna, tvam, you, samubhagataha asi satirtham. You did go to a certain spot. When it was solar eclipse, you did go to the holy spot, Samupagataha Asi Satirtham. Satirtham is generally a holy place. Tirtham doesn't essentially means water. It means a place which also has a Pushkarini, but basically a Tirtham means a place which is sanctified. So Satirtham. Samantapanchakam. What is that Tirtham called? There are so many Tirthas. This is called as Samantapanchakam. Samantapanchakam is traditionally believed to be the place currently in the state of Haryana where once Parashurama, after having vanquished so very many Kshatriyas, had to wash away his parachute. At that point in time, he was surprised himself to see the loads of blood that he had accumulated by killing the tyrant Kshatriyas. So he had also forgotten to perform the samskaras, the antyeshti and the other rituals meant for his father and due in certain intervals. So what he did, says Puranam, it seems he dug 5 pits, filled them up with the blood of the Kshatriyas he killed, and performed the Antima Samskara. When I say Antima Samskara, here it doesn't mean exactly Antyeshti because his father was, the last rites were performed, but whatever Shraddham needed to be performed with the help of the blood. So, Prututara Tatakatarpita Pitrika Bhrugupati Sugati Vihatikara, says Swami Vedanta Deshika. Similarly, that place where these 5 pits were dug was called as Samantapanchakam. So, Samantapanchakakyam. This Samantapanchakam is later chosen by the Kauravas and the Pandavas for their Mahayuddham called Mahabharatam. So, this particular kshetra is later known as Kurukshetra. Samantapanchakakyam Yadukula Mahilavritaha. He did not come alone. Krishna came with the Yadavas and their women folk. Yadukula Mahila Vritaha Nidadhat. Then who took care of Dwaraka Puri? Nidadhat Puri. Kritavarma Kamasunu. So he left the entire city to the care of 2 people. Kritavarma and Kamasunu. Kamasunu, Kama, Kandarpa, Mara. He is Pradyumna. His son Aniruddha is Kamasunu. So Aniruddha and we had Kritavarma who were taking care of Dwaraka. Nidadhat Puri Kritavarma Kamasunu. Bhaṭṭatiri says, Bahutara janata hitaya tatra tvamapi punanne vinimajya tirthatoyam dvijagana parimukta vittarashihi samamilathaha kuru pandavadi mitraihi tvam api vinimajya tatra. You too started performing your ablutions there, whatever was a samskara that was to be performed. Vinimajya tatra bahutara janata hitaya. You didn't do it only for some of your forefathers. You meant that in your subjects too, there will be forefathers to whom your subjects may not have performed, including all of them, so that they don't accrue any pitrudosham. You, bahutara janata hitaya, for the goodwill of so many people, punanne tirthatoyam, you did perform the ablutions, thereby even sanctifying those waters, because it was Krishna who was performing. Pavitranam pavitramyo, mangalanam scha mangalam. So you were the one who were adding auspiciousness to the already auspicious tirtham. Punanna tirthatoyam dvijagana parimukta vittarashihi. You did not stop there, just doing the samskaras there. You had ably, magnanimously gifted all that the Brahmanas had wanted because they were well read. They had no other source of wealth. This was their only source of income. So, Dvija Gana, to those people who had realized the Brahman in them, to those people who were always reciting the Vedic hymns towards it, Dvija Gana Parimukta Vittarashihi. Vitta means money. Different forms of wealth were given to them. Vittarashihi samamilataha. You mingled. You just not stayed away like one aristocratic person. You mingled. Kuru Pandavadi Mitraihi, with your friends, as well as the sons of Dhritarashtra, the Dhartarashtras, and the sons of Pandu known as the Pandavas. So with the Pandavas and the Dhartarashtras who were together known as Kauravas, so Kuru Pandavadi Mitraihi, you were able to mingle with them very ably. Then Bhaṭṭatiri continues, Tava khalu daita janaihi sameta drupada suta tvai gadha bhakti bhara tadudita bhavada hrutif prakaraihi ati mumude samamanya bhaminibhihi drupada suta khalu. There was this daughter to Drupada Maharaja of Panchala Desha. She was called Draupadi. Drupada Suta Khalu. How was she towards you, Krishna? Gada Bhakti Bharat Vai. She was just not devoted, immensely devoted towards you. She completely trusted in you, Krishna. Gada Bhakti Bharat Vai. Sameta Tava Daita Janaihi. And she was very freely mixing with your wives because they had all assembled together. She was freely mixing with your wives. Be it Rukmani, Satyabhama, Jambavati, Mitravinda, Satya, Kalindi, whoever was the wife, she was able to mix so well with them. Sameta Tava Daita Janaihi Ati Mumude, and felt extremely happy. Draupadi felt extremely happy for having mingled with your wives, and the vice versa. They were also extremely happy. Samam Anyabhaminibhihi, and along with the other women. So Draupadi, along with the wives of Krishna and the other women, mixed. Tadudita bhavadakhritif prakaraihi. What were they talking? Each of your wives was telling how you attained them. So this narration was neatly narrated to Draupadi, who was completely enjoying it, Krishna. Says Bhaṭṭatiri. Then he continues. Tadanucha Bhagavan Nirikshya Gopan Ati Kutukadupagamya Manayitva Chiratara Virahatu Rangarekha Pashupavadhuhu Sarasam Tvamanvayasihi. Hey Bhagavan, the one who's endowed with 6 auspicious attributes. Tvam Tadanu Nirikshya Gopan. Thereafter beholding the Gopas. After seeing the Gopas, Upagamya cha ati kutukat. Now Pandavas, the Dhartarashtras, the Kauravas together, Draupadi, the wives of Krishna on one side. The Gopas had also incidentally arrived there. Tvam tadanu niriksha Gopan. Looking at the Gopas, Upagamya cha ati kutukat. They approached you with such great joy and respect, and you too approached them. Manayitva anvayasihi, and you honored them and followed. Sarasam pashupavadhuhu, they led you to the gopikas. Chiratara viraha atura angarekhaha, and you looked at those gopikas whose body showed visible signs of having experienced the viraha tapam, that particular feeling when one experiences or undergoes when they are separated from their beloved. Chiratara viraha atura angarekhaha, so their bodies were revealing such signs of virahatapam. Then Bhaṭṭatiri continues. Sapadicha bhavadikshanotsaveena pramushita manahridam nitambininam atirasa parimukta kanchulike parichaya hridyatare kuche nyalaishihi nitambininam. Those beautiful women, pramushita manahridam, whose hearts had that particular, it was a combination of various things. Oh, I know Krishna well, pride. I am unable to withstand myself living without seeing Krishna. There is a virahatapam. And when they see Krishna, there is a love. So there is a love. When Krishna is away, there is a tapam. When Krishna is too much together, there is a pride. All this caused a false ego in them. Pramushita manahridam bhavad ikshanotsaveena sapadicha. Ikshana utsavena. When all those gopikas at one go in one second saw you together, it looked as if all their eyes were celebrating one festival called Ikshanotsavam. So he says, Bhavad Ikshanotsavena sapadicha tvam nyalaishihi cha kuche. So what they did, they completely came and they had to embrace you with their chests. Kuche, atirasa parimukta kanchulike, and there, because of that sudden expression and that excitement of having seen you, that sudden increasing in the breath, decreasing in the breath, that panting led to their upper garments getting loosened. Parimukta kanchulike, parichaya, hridyatare, and their chests, which were extremely related and dear to you, because you had sported by embracing them in your childhood days. Parichaya hridyatare. So here Bhagavan started experiencing and reliving the same love that the gopikas threes once showed towards him by meeting them accidentally, maybe incidentally, in Samantapanchaka Kshetram. What happened next in that Samantapanchaka Kshetram? What were the other important events of Sri Mahabharatam that Bhaṭṭatiri stitches in Bhagavatam while narrating in Nārayaṇīyam? All that in the next episode.
कल्याणरूपाय कलौ जनानां कल्याणदात्रे करुणासुधाब्दे कंवादिदिव्यायुधसत्कराय वातालयाधीश नमो नमस्ते। नारायण 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 नारायण।